Hello, hello. This is the grand experiment. Wanted to do a YouTube video. I was trying to go live on YouTube, but it said you don't fit the criteria. So I'm gonna do this little video. Yes, I know it's crude. Obviously the background is a mess, but we're just gonna go ahead and try this anyway. So let's begin. There's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to be very unsure of while I do this. Since this is the first video I'll be uploading on here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Roy Stiffy. Feel free to laugh at that last name. I do. One of the things that I've been known for is I doodle. On Facebook Live, I do a thing called Drawcast, and I will probably be titling this Drawcast as well. We are doing a Master Universe inspired piece because that is a lot of what I do. I do a lot of Master Universe inspired artwork. So we have Tila being attacked by Faker, while being taken out by He-Man with his battle axe. Brutal. I do apologize for the cough. Like I said, this is just very crude off of my phone. No editing software, no professional stuff. Yes, I know I gotta get with the big dogs if I want to do that sort of thing. Master Universe is one of the first few toy lines I collected as a kid, along with Star Wars, Transformers, GoBots. Didn't really collect a lot of superhero stuff back then, except for like the late 80s with Batman. The movie came out. That's when I got interested in superheroes. My very first Master Universe figure was probably Battle Armor Skeletor, if I recall right. I kind of joined the party a little late. Didn't have the original like He-Man, Skeletor, Beastman, Man-at-Arms. Those four, I don't think I ever owned as a kid. I don't think I ever had those guys as a kid. I had everybody afterwards. So yes, I had Tila, I had Orko, I had Evelyn, I didn't have Man-E-Faces. I had Buzz-Off and I had Stratos. I had Merman. Merman was a fave. I had Stinkor. I had a lot of everybody after that set, like 85 through 86, I had a lot of, although like the 86, 87 towards the end there, I didn't get King Randor. I didn't get the Faker re-release. I didn't get Blade or Gwildor, but I did get Sorod. I freaking love Sorod. Sorod is my favorite. You will probably see a drawing of Sorod in these videos. Somewhere down the line, you will see that. And a little shine to her top. I'm always available for commissions. I do every once in a while have a $10 sketch sale. I just finished one for the summer. It was mildly successful. One of the biggest gripes I have, if I'm gonna gripe or complain, is just a matter of getting to people. Usually when I get people to buy stuff, they are happy, I would hope. I don't crow too much. But a lot of times people don't want to take chances, you know? I get it, parting with your money. Sometimes it has to be a huge investment to get people to really go, even if it's something as cheap as a $10 sketch. I know, people and their money, they're weird. I just bought off of eBay some $5 or $6 or $7 toys to paint. I also do a lot of custom painting. Maybe I'll do a video of that process. Maybe I'll do one of those one of those ones where they do the time, why can't I, time lapse, that's the word, yeah. Time lapse photography of a paint of a figure. Let's see if we can do that one of these days as a experiment. I want to do a bunch of different things on this channel. There's a couple things I like to talk about. I don't have film equipment, it's just my phone. Hence the no live. Apparently you need to be legit to do your lives. I've been seeing a lot of controversy in YouTube lately with their basically cleaning house of characters, like the verification process and whatnot. And it's funny how right when I want to start doing YouTube for real, it starts getting really down and dirty. Although I did see this morning that they kind of repealed all the booting of people. They said they were doing it for people's security and safety, but they were actually booting people who were actually the people they claimed were fraudulent. And I was like, well, that's there you go with that computer learning skill set where you're like, we're gonna let computers do this job because we don't want to pay people to actually sort through this and stuff. It would cost too much. So then of course they do the wrong thing. What a surprise. I am a graphic illustrator and design guy. I've had over 20 years experience in the field between storyboard illustration, billboard illustration, magazine and program illustration, poster design, figure design, painting. I did design work on a TV show. I helped produce a TV show about 2 years ago called Bible Time for Kids. You can actually find it on Amazon Prime. Be gentle. I am proud of the work I did there. I don't care what anybody says, but the name says Bible Time for Kids. If you're not into biblical storytelling sessions for youngsters, then obviously not for you. I am a professional. When people ask me to do a job, I do a job. I don't start hem-hawing back and forth because I'm not a fan of the subject matter or whatever. You know, it's like you gotta be professional about things. It means you may do things in your lifetime that you personally aren't the biggest fan of, as long as it isn't hurting anyone, you know. And I don't think that hurt anyone. You know, education and teaching kids some morals and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm sure there would be people who will tell me I'm wrong and get in my face about it. And that's the extreme element of today's society. One of the things you'll notice when I do these videos, I do have a tendency to talk about things. I can talk about innocent stuff, and then I can go into some real serious issues. And it'll be probably a little all over the place unless I actually sit down and write out a script or notes edition to try and keep the ship steered right. But today is going to be a little off the cuff, so we'll talk about today's society in the couple minutes we got here. Everybody is so extreme about everything, and I do feel it is part of our technology nowadays. We have apps that you get your information out in like a couple different, 300 characters or less. So it's always going to be boiled down. It's always going to be the most basic, easy to jump to conclusion. Where humans, we're very gray creatures. We're very morally ambiguous, even though we like to act all righteous and everything. So what happens when we are forced to, keep the message simple and everything, we do jump to conclusions. We do get very we do get very judgmental and one-sided on issues. And our technology today, the way we view information nowadays is so simple, and so you're either this or you're this, and it creates such conflict. And it's so funny because nobody seems to like recognize that. No one seems to like take a step back and go, oh, I should maybe chill out. You know, it's and you know, I can say a perfect example is fan community nowadays, because it's the whole Nintendo, Sega, Coke, Pepsi thing just rampant nowadays. You're either a DC fan or you're wrong. You're either a Marvel fan or you're wrong, you know. Oh, you gotta hate, you know, Disney. They're such evil corporate monsters. You have to hate new Star Wars no matter what. You know, even though old Star Wars was part of a giant global industry that did plenty of stuff too, but you know, now that it's owned by Disney, it's horrible. It's so funny when people say that kind of stuff. I'm like, you know, if you really do look at it, it's always been kind of just a cutthroat business, no matter what. There's a couple things that they do now that are a little bit more corporate, a little bit more legal, but the other ones weren't that far off either. It was not all sunshine and lollipops. Like, I love when people are ticked off about the like Star Wars making sequel after sequel and expanding and everything. And meanwhile, for God, since 1983, Lucas has been expanding that stuff left and right. You know, sure, he didn't make movies, but he was definitely adding to the craziness and zaniness. The Marvel run was just ridiculous. And that at the time was kind of canon because there was nothing else. And then the books came out, and the books got ridiculous. The books were really ridiculous, you know. And it was so funny because the fans demanded that the books be considered canon, and I'm like, really? No one's gonna go back and reread all that. And making Disney have to make books based off, or make movies based off the books you read, they're not gonna do that. They're not. Now, I love the validation everybody needs with their childhood and their loves. Like, if somebody makes something new, oh my God, you're gonna ruin my childhood. You know, like, for example, the Princess Bride remake. My friend, you know, one of my friends posted on Twitter or Facebook, I can't remember, about the Princess Bride, and he said, go ahead and make it. I don't care. I'm not going to see it. Will it be better than the original one? Probably not. I don't know. I'm not going to see it because I don't want to, but that doesn't mean that you can't make it. You can make it for other people. And that's, you know, it's kind of the thing. Nobody is raping your childhood. There's no way to rape something that is a memory from your childhood. You can't. Unless they were psychics and they could literally climb into your head and make you think that the new RoboCop movie that came out a few years ago is the only RoboCop. And, you know, if they could somehow mentally persuade your childhood psyche to drown out what you grew up on, you know, that would be raping your childhood. Just saying. If I seem a little tense, it's that recently I've been having tooth issues. I got a cavity in one of my wisdom teeth because I never had them pulled. I should have just had them pulled way back in the day, but it was funny. I had more money then. I could have done it easily, but I was also a greedy idiot who only bought crap he wanted to buy, not stuff he needed to buy. So I let it go, and I let it go, and I let it go, and of course that's the teeth that I mean, because I'm really good at brushing and everything, but the wisdom teeth are in the back, kind of hard to get everything there, you know? Kind of hard, so that's where the cavity developed. Now, I had it removed, and I was good for a day or two, and then all of a sudden I'm in a lot of pain, and my girlfriend is telling me that I probably have a dry socket. I don't know. I get to see the dentist again this Friday. I'm actually, I hate to say it, I am eagerly anticipating Friday just for that. Because the pain is actually kind of shooting up the side of my face. Like, it's not just, you know, I actually kind of have an earache. It's kind of making me not want to do things. It's slowing me down, that's for sure. I meant to do this earlier today, and I am racing the clock before I go to my regular Joe job, as I call it. The 9 to 5. So yeah, I do freelance art and then I work retail. Because sometimes freelance art doesn't pay the bills. Sometimes it only gets you so far. And I'm trying to find an outlet. I'm trying to find that perfect outlet where I find an audience and I make some commissions and stuff like that. So, in the ever growing attempt to try and reach more people, I decided to do YouTube. We'll see. Either A, this is a failed experiment that doesn't work, or B, I get out there and I get out to people, get out to new people and stuff, and grow my audience. That's the plan, anyway. I really do love these brush pens that I bought. They are Tombow. The only thing that sucks is I love them a little too much and they run out of ink real quick. I do also have refillable ink pens, Kurutake Sumi brush pens. The only reason why I've kind of converted to these is I'm a bit of a bad boy when it comes to keeping my brush tips decent. Like I'm very punishing, if you haven't noticed on the video. I have a tendency to kind of push down on my brushes pretty hard. So I was thinking about purchasing the new X-Men movie today. The reason why I say thinking about purchasing is I was in line. I had it in my hand. Whether you hate it or not, I haven't seen it yet, and I own all the other ones, so I'm gonna own it too. I was waiting in line at the Wally Worlds, and literally, like, I was in the express aisle, and the express aisle is supposed to be only like 14 items or less or something like that. I only have like 4 items. Everybody in front of me, their cart's like loaded with crap, and I'm like, this is bull. So then I get out of that line, I gotta look for other lines, and they've closed all the other lines out, so the only other line is the self-checkout, and I'm like, well, I don't have the thing to free up the case. I probably could have just taken it there and made someone stop what they're doing to come help me. Especially in light of the fact that everything I went to go scan, the barcode wouldn't work, so the guy had to come over and help me anyway. I was getting very annoyed. And I don't like using the self-checkout because, you know, these guys need a job too, and I mean, I work retail. We do not have self-checkout where I work. And I don't, like, I'm not a cashier per se, but I'm constantly on the cash register as backup. So I understand the need for these jobs, and of course corporations want to cut out the middleman, so they start eliminating them with the self-checkout. But the thing is, you know, and my girlfriend put out something really awesome. Besides, you know, me not wanting to take away people's jobs, I'm not getting any, you know, I'm not getting paid to do the checkout. It's not my job. I'm not getting any extra money. No one's like taking $2 off of my my bill because I went ahead and did what is essentially something a worker should do. So, you know, Walmart makes a profit off of that. They're like, oh yeah, get that guy to bag his own damn food, and then we don't even lower the prices like Aldi's does. If you don't know what Aldi's is another chain grocery store that they let you rent the carts out, so you don't get to take carts. Nobody has to bother trying to rescue them. I'm sure some carts go missing every once in a while. I'm sure there's somebody who just says screw it. But you put a quarter in, so you feel invested, so of course you put it back to get your quarter back. And on top of that, you bag your own stuff and box your own stuff. The cashier just scans it in, and you just boom, do it yourself. But that's how they keep their prices down, because they don't hire a person to do carts. They don't hire a person to do the other things. They only hire a person to stock and to run the register, you know. But Walmart's doing the same thing, but still keeping the prices, those greedy monsters. This kind of sucks. I just got this pen and it's starting to run dry. I don't remember the others running this dry. Of course, I was using it pretty hardcore last 2 days. So I just came back from camping on Sunday, and if anyone who knew me would tell you I am not the camper. I am not the camper type. I hate nature. I even told my one friend she went to camping, like, isn't this great? Isn't this great? I said, yeah, truth be told, I'd turn everything into a parking lot if I could, but it wasn't horrible. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like the fact that I was there with a toothache, and I was having sinus issues too. What a surprise. Shocker. So by like the third day, I was like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home and shower in a real shower and get away from things that are trying to kill me with my sinuses. Hopefully this video does upload correctly. I would hate for the fact, like, if I find out that I used up all my space on my phone or something in this video. I don't know what its space capacities are. I'm horrible with that crap. And it doesn't save and I can't upload. I will be very annoyed because I will have wasted this drawing. I could have done it on live and tried to advertise a little bit, but that's okay. Experiments, you know, sometimes when you experiment, the experiment goes wrong. They aren't all successful. And that's the whole point, is to try something and find out whether or not it works. This one isn't quite as flexible as the other brush, but it's still pretty flexible. And it's brand new, so I didn't put any music in the background because I don't have any royalty-free music offhand right now. And I know how YouTube is about striking videos with copywritten music. And this video did save and I can't do YouTube, then I will just upload it to Facebook. And I'll be like, failed experiment, try again. But yeah, if this does work, I plan on doing a series of what I call Drawcasts here on YouTube. And what I'll do is I will pick toy lines and I will talk about them. I will talk about my experiences as well as the history of the characters and whatnot. We'll do a little research, a little digging, and hopefully it'll be something I can have a personal experience I can talk and share with you. I think that will be the most entertaining way to do it. Not just have the, well, this toy was created in 1982 by Galoob, blah, 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 blah. But also trying to reminisce my, you know, my time with these toys. So hopefully if you do watch this and you do like what you see, you'll subscribe. Hopefully I can entertain you. A couple other things I want to do on here. I have a bunch of different ideas, so it'll be a variety of things on this channel. It won't just be Drawcast. That is the goal, at least. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this little premiere episode of Drawcast, and I hope to make many more. Until next time, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.